Two teammates going head-to-head. Danielle Brandon on the left, Bethany Shadburne on the right. Both of them train out of Underdogs Athletics in Las Vegas, Nevada. They were in for a little bit of a shock when they got off the plane here in Colorado.
Man, I tell you what, but if we're looking at an event that was one that Danielle Brandon would like to see, is that it's one with wall walks in it. So if you want a wall walk clinic, watch Danielle Brandon work this. She has one of the best overhead positions in the sport. She was, she bursted on the scene with the Event 2 elimination in the 2019 CrossFit Games, where she just walked on her hands all the way out of the arena.
11 total rounds is what Pat Vellner was able to get through. That's 330 total repetitions, 15 total minutes in this workout. The 3 wall walks, the 12 alternating dumbbell snatches, and then these 15 box jump overs. And remember, you have to step down after each rep.
And one thing we saw differently from the men is between Brandon and Shadburne is look how high they're landing on the box, being that shorter box. In fact, Brandon just had a stumble, and that's where I said how efficiency is going to matter, because one little stumble on the box. We saw Noah and Pat only separated by 8 reps. If that can add up, if you don't sure that up towards the end of this event.
Shadburne and Brandon both through their opening round, neck and neck into round number 2.
See, Danielle Brandon wasting no time. She's basically doing an inverted burpee as far as getting the chest to the ground and right back off into the wall walk.
Both get right to work on that 35-pound dumbbell. The leader's name will be highlighted in red, and right now it is Danielle Brandon, and then the number of reps that athlete has completed will be listed in the white box. Now Bethany Shadburne slightly ahead, but this is virtually dead heat.
And I say
round number 2.
This is the one movement where you can't really separate yourself from the rest of the pack. And if you try to, the bang is not worth the buck. It's all coming down to the box jump. So look at the difference between the two. Bethany Shadburne in the front, landing high, stepping off, turning, and going, almost using that back leg to do a mini rebound. And watch it. Watch that back foot come down. She'll stay on the ball of her foot and spring right off the ground into the next one. Danielle Brandon doing the same thing. Now that is one way to do it efficient. So watch their feet coming. Front foot and that back foot, tap and go right off the ground. That's about as close as you can get to a rebound for this movement.
Bethany Shadburne has a slight lead now on Danielle Brandon as we move into round number 3.
Look at the speed off the ground for Danielle Brandon. She'll walk her hands out, boom, right back up. This is where you can make up some time along with the box jump overs. Now, the wall walk, I think, is going to be more physically demanding than the box jump overs, but the dumbbell in the middle, this is where you breathe. We said as a recipe for success, the ingredient is oxygen, and be able to get that where you can, especially in altitude. Now we're here in Boulder, Colorado, but look, that breath at the top, super calm and comfortable. Look at Bethany Shadburne's face. Body language is everything, especially in AMRAPs of this magnitude as far as volume and intensity.
Bethany Shadburne is still about a 2-rep lead over Danielle Brandon. Shadburne is on the right side of your screen. Brandon is on the left. The 90-rep mark, they will be done with round number 3.
And look, 2 different styles. Bethany Shadburne on the right will face the box as she come over, where Danielle Brandon on the left will stay pretty much lateral to the box. It's more of a player's choice as far as what you're comfortable with and how you can navigate over the box.
Shadburne back to the wall to start round number 4, and here comes Danielle Brandon. Still very even as we move into this 4th round. At this point, when the men's matchup, Noah Olson had about a 3-rep lead on Vellner, but as we saw, Vellner was able to erase that in round number 10 and ultimately hang on for the matchup when Shadburne is done with her 4th set of 3 wall walks, as is Danielle Brandon. And they will both be working on those 12 alternating dumbbell snatches at 35 pounds.
Now, if you're a new athlete to the open or maybe not an elite level, the big thing to understand here is to take the first, I would say, 2 or 3 rounds to just get a feel for what the workout's going to do to you. How are the wall walks going to affect your dumbbell snatches? How are your legs going to feel from dumbbell snatches to the box jump overs? And then how's it going to feel to get back to the box after pulling off the ground for multiple reps, so 12 reps on the dumbbell, landing low on the box. You can see Danielle Brandon is now landing much lower on the left side than she did at the very beginning. And all that really does is it cuts down your range of motion. If you land low, that's not you landing low, that's pulling your knees up high. So you actually don't have to jump as high as, say, Bethany Shadburne is on the right side. So it's not a bad strategy. The one thing it does is that leg pump gets real because you are compressing the bottom part of that basically squat position on the box.
4 rounds down for both women as Bethany Shadburne maintains that 1 rep lead over Danielle Brandon. Past the 5-minute mark, 15-minute time cap here in 22.1, the first workout of the 2022 Noble CrossFit Games season.
Spot, I think we're through 4 rounds and we just passed the 5-minute mark, a third of the way through this. So again, like we said, is there's a lot of sneaky volume in here. So if you're an elite level athlete, listen, you don't really have a choice if you want a top score, and then that's just a constant state of movement. Again, it's not sprinting, but again, it's not wasting time from wall to dumbbell, dumbbell to box, then back to the wall. Bethany Shadburne still landing very high on the box. That requires more energy off the floor. Danielle Brandon staying high on this one, and I want to be curious to see if she starts going back to that low landing position that she did at the end of round 4.
150 reps is what Bethany Shadburne and Danielle Brandon need to complete before moving into round number 6. Shadburne's almost there.
It seems small, but landing low like Danielle Brandon is also takes less of an impact on the leg stepping off of the box.
Bethany Shadburne into her 6th set of 3 wall walks. She's done 15 up to this point. Still not even halfway through this workout.
I'm glad they can't hear us say that, because that'd be the last thing I want to hear if I was an athlete. It's like, yep, not even halfway, keep going.
Bethany Shadburne back to the dumbbell. She's on the right side. Reverse of what the scoreboard says. Danielle Brandon is on the left, but it is Shadburne who has the 3-rep lead on Danielle Brandon now here in round number 6 at the 180 rep mark is when they'll move back to the wall for round 7.
Where you get your big breaths in with that dumbbell over your head. That's when you should be breathing in as you lean over. Driving that air out will actually tighten up that midline and help stabilize at the bottom.
We are now halfway through this workout, 15-minute time cap. Bethany Shadburne and Danielle Brandon looking to close out round number 6. Noah Olson and Pat Vellner were our first matchup. So you look at 22.1 on the left side of your screen, and it was Pat Vellner who won that matchup, got through 330 repetitions, so finished out round number 11. Now Shadburne back to the wall for round number 7. 8 minutes gone by.
Bethany looked to slow down a little bit on those last 15 box jump overs, where Dana Brandon might have made up 1 rep. But again, 1 rep in an event that has multiple rounds, and we have a lot of time left to go, and only being about 4 or 5 legitimate reps behind. I mean, obviously 1 wall walk is worth about 4 of the other ones, is that she can still chip away if she can keep more intensity on the box jump overs than we saw Bethany Shadburne do.
Shadburne with the biggest lead she's had so far in this event, now up to about 3 reps. Shadburne is just about done with a set of 12 dumbbell snatches. Now 15 more box jump overs before she closes out her 7th round.
Shadburne still landing nice and high, and that's what's comfortable for her. You don't have to land low. We're just saying those are options. The difference between the two is right there in front of you. Danielle Brandon in the back, landing lower. That transition, though, will be a little faster. And we're talking about a movement that has 15 total reps and a little bit longer of a rep than, say, a dumbbell snatch, is that she can make up some ground, and she might be inching a little bit closer to Shadburne on this one.
Danielle Brandon on the left side of your screen is at a faster pace on this round of box jumps. Bethany Shadburne able to maintain her lead. Getting into the box jumps, she was only about 6 seconds ahead of Danielle Brandon. So Brandon's starting to creep up a little bit here as we approach the 10-minute mark. We are into round number 8.
Now, after the last round, Bethany was ahead by 14 seconds. So Danielle Brandon shaved off 8 seconds out on that last round, and she did it all on the box jump overs, and Brandon just picked up the dumbbell before Bethany did.
Danielle Brandon, as we saw Pat Vellner in the latter part of this workout, now starting to put some pressure on Bethany Shadburne. And Brandon is now even, and this is where these athletes were through about 3 or 4 rounds of this workout. Less than 5 minutes to go.
And I really do think a lot of her time that she's gaining is here on the box jump overs, that low landing. What that's going to do is, yes, it's going to give you a pretty good quad pump, but you're not going to need your quads for the rest of the event as far as the wall walks and the dumbbell snatches. It's all hamstrings and core anyways. But what it's going to do is going to lessen the impact of her foot coming off the box, which is going to save you some energy. You'd be surprised how much landing can take out of your body. But the other one is that it lowers the range of motion and exertion that she needs to exude to get on top of the box.
For the first time in this workout, Danielle Brandon has a lead as she moves into round number 9. About 4 minutes left to go here. Shadburne, though, right behind her.
That is, wall walks are just so pretty to watch. It's the same step forward. It's the same number of reps back and forth, wasting no time at the bottom position.
Brandon back to the dumbbell now for the 9th time. Now she starts to open up a lead on Bethany Shadburne. Great pace here for Danielle Brandon on the left side of your screen.
Again, the dumbbell is not where you're going to beat people. It's where you can really derail your workout as far as heart rate and breath control. It's between this or outside of it. The wall walks being quick and efficient there, but here, this is where Danielle Brandon is separating herself from Bethany Shadburne. That lateral position is, again, one less thing she has to do. She doesn't have to spend the half a second to turn. She's just staying to the side of the box, landing low, stepping off, and going right into the next rep.
270 is the mark that Danielle Brandon needs to hit before she moves back to the wall for the 9th time. Less than 3 minutes to go, and it's Danielle Brandon in the lead. Pat Vellner got through 11 total rounds in his matchup with Noah Olson. We'll see if Danielle Brandon can beat that here. Ninth set of wall walks done for Danielle Brandon. 2.5 minutes left.
And there's a little bit of energy that comes from getting ahead of the person you're going against, knowing you're under the 3-minute mark coming to you, and obviously having a bunch of people around you here for the open announcement. A lot of these athletes, you know, they're going to be a one and done. They just need to get to quarterfinals. Top 10% is going to be no issue for these athletes, which I think is a very welcome thing for an open announcement for a lot of athletes with this new format.
And especially for these athletes who are here in a live announcement, the pressure's off.
Yeah, we've heard that before from other athletes over the years because there was so much pressure getting to the next stage during the regional years up to 2019 or 2018. But think about it, in 2019, those were the tickets directly to the CrossFit Games. So those were also, it was an advantage getting the workout first ahead of everybody. Here, with the quarterfinals, it takes the pressure off. It's more fun for the athletes, and it's more fun for everybody watching it from home.
Shadburne, Danielle Brandon into round number 10, and she has her biggest lead of this entire workout now, as Bethany Shadburne has yet to close out her 10th round of box jump overs. If Danielle Brandon can get through this final round, and she has more than a minute in which to do it, she will tie Pat Vellner's score of 330 total repetitions.
I mean, I think she has a real shot to get past that, but the speed that she has on her wall walks. Now, the thing was is that she wasn't sprinting out of control. There was just no pause at the bottom. It was 4 steps out, 4 steps back. So she saved time there, that efficiency in the movement. Where she is pouring it on is those box jump overs, staying low, staying lateral, and making sure she's going right up to the box as soon as that foot hits the ground. All right, we said watch that trail foot, the second foot coming off the box. Plant leg down, rebound with the other leg. If you want to get a little bit extra bounce, stay on the balls of your feet, and that back leg is going to help pop you off the ground back onto the box.
Now 20 seconds to go for Danielle Brandon, and she's going to get through 11 rounds. Now 15 seconds left. will close out 11, and now Danielle Brandon for the 12th time onto the wall walk. She's got one. She may have time to get two. And that will do it for Danielle Brandon, who gets into round number 12 and gets through 2 wall walks in the process. What a great effort from both of these women.
Doing wall walks faster than I can do push-ups.
Danielle Brandon in the matchup of the 4 athletes who are here is going to have the best score, beats Pat Vellner by 2 reps.
2 big reps too. You're talking about wall walks. Those are high caloric reps if they were